Hi, everybody. It's Polygon editor-at-large, Justin McElroy here. I need a haircut and a shave and a t-shirt that isn't branded with Fallout. It's been a long December. I want to talk to you about my 5 favorite games of the year. These aren't necessarily my 5 favorite games of the year. I was supposed to do a top 5, and a lot of other people have picked games that I liked also, and I'm not big into ranking and numbers and stuff, so I'm just going to tell you 5 games I really love this year. And the first one is Dragon Quest Builders. This is not a franchise I have a huge history with, and honestly, aesthetically, it's not really my thing, but once I started spending some time with it, I was totally hooked. It's like an isometric Minecraft meets like JRPG, sort of storytelling and some like mechanics. What I like about it is, and this isn't for everybody, but I was really the kind of kid that liked to follow the directions with the Lego kit, you know, rather than just like make my own stuff. And that makes Minecraft seem kind of overwhelming to me. And the cool thing about Dragon Quest Builders is it doesn't just have recipes for items that you can craft, it has recipes for rooms. So like, you know that in a bedroom contains walls all around it and a bed and a light source, and that makes a room, and you get certain number of points for that accredited to the level of your base. And that's really neat because it gives it a lot of structure, and people want you to, it's very guided. People want you to construct specific things, and of course you could, you know, put your own spin on it. But I've really found the blend of like that kind of signposting with the Minecraft ability to sort of customize a lot of stuff really cool. So Dragon Quest Builders. Number 2 or number 4, we're not going in reverse order. These are just 5 games. It's Superhot. Superhot. I'm not sure I played anything this year that was just as flat out fun and smart and cool as Superhot's core mechanic. If you don't know, it's kind of hard to explain, so please go play it. But short version, the game doesn't progress unless you move. So you know how in like John Wick, the hero is moving at a really fast pace and stuff seems to be coming at him and he's reacting instantly. There's lots of action movies with this sort of kinetic action. Superhot sort of takes you inside of that and makes you realize that for the action that you see taking place on screen, even faster stuff is going on in the head of the character. So it sort of lets you plan a little bit more, lets you think through what you're going to do, and let you try some really cool, interesting, hyper-kinetic stuff. It feels great. It's really fun to play. I haven't checked out the VR version yet, but I hear it is superlative. Is that how you use that term? You know, superlative. But it's really good. I love Superhot. The Witness. Now, this is interesting because my review of this game on Polygon was given an 8. Reviewers don't pick the scores themselves. The site attributes the scores. So an 8, and I thought that was legit. And I think my complaints about The Witness still stand, but I can't seem to shake it. Every time I think back, a lot of gaming experiences from 2016 kind of meld together for me. But The Witness I keep thinking about, and it's one that I can remember with like crystal clarity. If you don't know, it's this really, I would say it's like a meditation on one idea, which is maze puzzles. And that's it. I mean, that's really all you will do in The Witness is maze puzzles. But then it takes that core mechanic and says, okay, how many different ways can we interpret this? And it really builds that knowledge over time. So you almost develop sort of a vocabulary with what certain symbols mean and how you're supposed to solve the puzzles. It requires a ton of lateral thinking. It's really well made, and I really, really loved it. It really stuck with me. And of course I have my problems with it, and I think those still stand. I don't remember them though, because I think back really fondly on The Witness. So weirdly enough, The Witness. Now, when I first recorded this video, I wasn't allowed to say anything about Frog Fractions 2 because it wasn't out yet, so I didn't record anything about it. I had a whole bit where I just like stared at the camera. But anyway, I'm wearing a different shirt now. as you can see. And I can also tell you about Frog Fractions too, because it's out now. It's brilliant. It's hidden inside a game called Glitter Mitten Grove, which you should go play and enjoy. But Frog Fractions 2 is one of those very rare games that doesn't insult your intelligence. It is constantly giving you these lateral puzzles that you really have to think creatively to solve. There's all kinds of goofy mini games that are really irreverent and funny and surprisingly fun for most of them. But the core game itself, where you're wandering around an overworld, which is, by the way, a bizarre thing that I never thought I'd say about Frog Fractions 2. But when you're wandering around the overworld, you have to think creatively. In almost every screen, there's 3 or 4 different very subtle puzzles that you have to solve. And because it doesn't hold your hand, solving them makes you feel really smart. And I just thought it was a really cool, funny, fun, weird experience, and I loved it. So Frog Fractions 2. And lastly, number 1, I guess it's not numbered, Quadrilateral Cowboy. Now, this game is cool for 2 reasons, is what really sticks out to me. 1, the mechanic is really inventive. You are a hacker, but not like, I guess even programmer would be more accurate, because the main way you're interacting with the game is writing these lines of code. You can program a line to open a door. You can program another line to open that door for a certain amount of time and then close behind you. You could program it to open, close, open again, whatever. I don't know why I'm hung up on doors, but I'm really into doors right now for some reason. You got a little drone that you can program and called the Weevil that walks around for you. You've got, which actually has its own CCTV system where you actually have to physically set up the monitor next to your laptop, which you also had to physically set up, and it really draws you into the world, which brings me to my second sort of big thing about Quadrilateral Cowboy. Is more than any other game this year, it made me feel like something I was not. It made me feel like a hacker. The way it programs your brain to sort of write this code really fluently and really without having to check back and reference things constantly, eventually you're just sort of in it and you're typing away madly and you feel like you're somebody who knows how to do this stuff, even though, like myself, I couldn't program myself out of a wet paper bag. But Quadrilateral Cowboy made me feel like a genius, and that is awesome. So that's 2016 in games. A lot of good stuff, a lot of stuff that I didn't put on my list because other people were talking about it, and I wanted to talk about stuff that I wanted to talk about too. Did anybody talk about Virginia? That's good too. Severed? That's good. There's a lot of good stuff. Thanks, 2016, for being the best year ever. Next, Frog Fractions 2.